When it comes to weddings, everyone wants the perfect day, but unless you have access to unlimited funds, it's I do, but at what cost?
We have to give the final number now.
Okay, well, we don't have a number, so
Well, then
that's the
say
honest
350,
truth.
then just agree with 350 for
No,
Christ's sake.
because
Oh my
that's not
God.
the number.
How's Mike gonna feel about that, spending more on flowers? Do you have to consult with him at all?
Is Mike here?
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, he's not.
Okay.
The brandy is, without a doubt, the most important thing for me at the reception.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I'm trying to get some sleep. No, she told me yesterday when I got the message, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Dai da ogni radio suoi posti, guys. Not you! Oh my God!
You're out for a second.
Now.
You're out for a second.
Enough.
You're out.
Weddings are thrilling. Weddings are trying. Weddings are taxing on your bank account. Meet Mike and Suzanna, just married. They had their perfect wedding, but it was a costly endeavor. Let's look back at what they faced in the weeks leading up to their big day.
My name is Suzanna. I'm 26 years old. I first met Mike 4 years ago at a Halloween party. I was an angel and he was the hot bartender, and the rest is history. This is the story of our awesome wedding day.
Weddings and money, like Mike and Suzanna, share an intimate relationship. Our couple had more than enough love to go around, but did they have enough money? At the end of the show, we'll let you know just how much their perfect wedding cost.
The vision for our wedding was simple. It was an October wedding. It's the fall, and play with that.
The wedding was an autumn wonderland, but getting there wasn't always wonderful. So let's go back to the beginning and see what really happened.
I'm a real control freak, and I thought I was doing a real good job planning everything, getting all the little details ready, but then as the date was coming closer and closer, I realized that I had so many big things that needed to be done, and just between Mike working and myself in school, it wasn't gonna get done, and so I decided to attempt to convince Mike to bring in a wedding planner to help us out.
That's where wedding planner Jamie Crouch came in. His motto is conception to completion. He was ready to take control of the situation, whether Suzanna liked it or not.
It is now time for me to start cracking the whip. Time is of the essence. There's no time for chit-chat. It's time to put my foot down and get the job done. So we've got a really, really tight time frame. We have a lot of questions to go through.
Okay.
Your reception venue.
Yes.
What have you done?
Booked a hall?
Booked the hall. And when did you book the hall?
Months ago, maybe.
Months ago.
Months?
Months. That was one of the first things that we did.
How many people are coming to this wedding?
Well, we invited 400. We have about 316 responses.
Okay.
So
But we're expecting, I'd say, roughly 350.
Do you know what your price per person on the plates are going to be?
around $80.
$80 per person.
Yes.
What do they get for $80? Are they having lobster, shrimp? Wow. 350 people at $80 a plate?
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah. That's a nice way to put it.
Very pricey.
Yeah.
I want to have this grand sort of wedding where people are like, wow, that was the best wedding ever. I want like an autumn wonderland. I want oranges, I want reds, I want yellows, I want apples everywhere. Like if we have a basket of apples tipping off from places, if we can even put like a waterfall fountain somewhere and making a little creek with like rocks or something. I don't know, I just want it to be very like almost outdoorsy, very nature, and pulling in like all of those colors.
Susanna's been more active than myself, I think, in the planning of the wedding. It's basically, I think it's every girl's dream ever since they're a child to have an extravagant wedding. It's their one day.
Your cake.
His name's Sam. He's the baker. He's a very close family friend. He's made my family's cakes since I was a little girl. So.
And he's going to make your cake, and
Yes.
well, that's nice.
But-
So you don't have any flowers picked out. You don't have any bouquets picked out. You just know the color you want and the flower you want.
Yeah, I was thinking, I guess it's traditional for girls to have red roses. So I thought, oh, well, I can have red roses.
But it's just one more of the elements of putting the wedding together that we have a short time to do it.
Okay.
And once again, like your maid of honor or one of your bridesmaids, they could be helping with these kind of things. And why aren't they?
Because they can't do
why?
it as good as I can.
That's
This wedding has been planned completely by me. It's my wedding, it's what I wanted, they're my ideas, and it's sort of frustrating because I think over time I've sort of just trained Mike to say yes. So now when I actually need his opinion, all I get is, yeah, whatever you want, Sue.
We've got 3 weeks to go, and I'm not sure. We're just going to have to really work at this to make it a special day for them. It appears you want like glitz and glam and.
I do, but I want it tasteful. I don't want it just to be like bling bling. I sort of want it sort of a very romantic, classy fall autumn night.
Say she's not really focusing too much on the budget. She's just focusing on the extravagance of it, what she would like, and kind of tends to just push the budget in the back of her mind and worry about that later. Whereas I, on the other hand, it's the number one thing.
How much money have you spent?
It's really
Can we get back to you on that one?
hard to say. We really haven't kept good track of it.
Okay, well, from this
Yeah.
day forward, daily or every other day, you need to track it.
Okay.
How much money?
How much money? How much money? We have a budget. It's
Well,
Coming up.
how's Mike gonna feel about that, spending more on flowers? Do you have to consult with him at all?
Is Mike here?
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, he's not.
Okay.
So he makes the money and you spend it.
Right.
Okay.
As you can imagine, I was a kind of an innocent bystander in the whole wedding process. I mean, it is the bride's day anyways.
You
so
weren't really included in anything.
Not really.
When you're putting together a wedding, costs can quickly add up. So at what point does I do become, I don't think we have that in the budget? At the end of the show, we'll reveal how much Mike and Suzanna paid to love and cherish each other for the rest of their lives.
Cake kind of looked like the Leaning Tower of Pisa to me. It was kind
And
of.
that's what Italians are famous for. And our baker was Italian, see? I like this smooth, but I don't think I want this
Yeah, we can do
little. I
smooth.
just want it all smooth.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then, like, what do you think of like a tier thing, Mike?
Right now, I really don't even know.
Do you have a bride and groom where I can, like, the bride strangling the groom?
No, but we can look for.
Oh, can we?
If you go with the tier, the cascading, like the steps up, we can do some uplighting on the cake. Which is, it's really affordable, but it's a vision. It's a piece of art when people walk into the hall. And that's what you want.
I do want
totally
that.
Want
Well,
that.
the cake's
Yeah.
basically the main centerpiece of
That's
that
right.
whole table there, right? For the desserts.
That's a simple wedding. It's a wedding cake.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah.
It
So,
needs to be a focal point for sure.
yeah, I know I don't want it plain. It's just, I really want to bring out the fall theme. Like,
You just want people to go wow once they see it.
and that's you.
That's
Because it's me, and I want it to be wow. I should be reading some sort of book like Flowers for Dummies because I wouldn't know the difference between a fall flower or a spring flower. I just wanted my colors there. So I wanted the yellows and the oranges and the reds. And I think it ended up turning up.
We're gonna go with the tiger lilies and the snapdragons, definitely red roses, because that's Sue's choice of flower for the day. And I'd love to add some gerbs. Do you have any gerbs here?
What kind of gerbs? What kind of color?
The small gerbs in a red or yellow, orange, whatever you have available. Do you have any on?
I gotta go try find them and I will be reading them.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so the $1,500.
Right.
That's not going to be the magic number. You know we're going up. We're going to go over on budget for the flowers.
That's fine. I mean, we'll pull it out. I'll find the money for
Is
it.
it
And if
fun?
it goes over, it goes over. I mean, they're flowers. It's a major point of the day. It
Yeah,
creates
totally,
the whole
totally.
autumn wonderland.
How's Mike going to feel about that, spending more on flowers? Do you have to consult with him at all?
Is Mike here?
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, he's not.
Good.
So he makes the money and you spend it.
Right.
Okay.
My major source of stress is trying to keep Suzanna aware of our budget and making sure that she doesn't forget about it and try to plan around things that are a little bit more expensive than what we thought they would be.
Oh,
These are the
that's
colors
cute.
I want to work
That's
with.
fantastic.
So
They're
we're going to have
beautiful.
those for the cake.
Most definitely, because they're really big, and you know how we have to go. How there's a lot of cake or a lot
Yes.
of cascading flowers that are going down the side of the five level cake, 5-tier cake, and then some in front. Okay?
Now, just go What are we looking at now in terms of budget? Because I pretty much doubled.
What would the real price be before we
real
have
price-
the family discount?
A real price, this ad is around 3,000. 3,000?
Okay, so the additional up to 3,000. So what kind of figure are we looking at? Additional 500, additional 750?
That's 1,500 plus 500, that's around 2,000.
All right, the lady has given a green light on that.
That's
Go for it.
30% off.
That's fine with me.
There was no fighting around the decision, so I had to give in. But it was quite surprising. It did bring out all the venue itself completely.
Yeah, it totally brings out the theme. I sort of just went out one day with my mom, tried on a couple. The third dress I tried on, she pulled out this dress and it was this big honking poofy thing, and I'm like, no ma, I don't do poof. And she's like, oh, try it on because it's beautiful. I'm like, because I didn't want to hear her anymore. I tried it on and fell in love with it.
Wow.
Jump into things always, like you jumped into the videographer, photographer, and now I'm finding out you jumped into the dress as well.
But it looked beautiful.
You look beautiful in anything. It wouldn't really make a difference to me.
Oh, and this is why I married you. The dress was perfect, and I found out that the veil, apparently there was a hole burnt into it at some point. I'm not gonna be able to sleep.
Try to get some sleep.
No, she told me yesterday when I got the message, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't want to know what's going on. Just fix it.
Just fix it, take care of it. It will come in soon. It'll be fine.
Okay, well, what happens if it doesn't?
It'll be here. It'll be here. I will guarantee you that. It'll be here.
Okay. They had promised me it was gonna be there the Monday before my wedding, and it actually didn't come in until the Thursday, so I had a good panic, but it all worked out. The venue was highly recommended by my mom.
Once again, family friend.
No, just a very popular venue among the Italian community. They're very well known in terms of their food.
Everything turned out great. The food was phenomenal. The drinks were more than we could ask for, and service was just top notch.
I like the hors d'oeuvres, though.
do.
What do you get in those?
Well, the hors d'oeuvres, we're going to start off with a little bit of hot, a little bit of cold, and a little bit of seafood hors d'oeuvres. The seafood will be like the shrimp cocktail. We're going to have mussels. My brother makes a mussel. He'll explain it. It's like a bruschetta almost. It's a cold mussel.
Really?
With the bruschetta.
With tomatoes, little onions. It's like a bruschetta mix spread over cold mussels.
See, I like the hors d'oeuvres.
I don't think you need hors d'oeuvres.
I agree.
The boys are putting out a fantastic menu here.
Oh, thank you.
And your guests have 5 hours between the church and here. They have more than enough time to grab a little nibble, so they should not be arriving hungry.
Yeah, Suzanne's right.
We agreed with most things of what we wanted. There was definitely some tension and tense areas in terms of alcohol.
The brandy is, without a doubt, the most important thing for me at the reception.
And we're talking of possibly a $5 increase.
A $5 increase.
A $5 increase.
At 400 guests?
You know what, guys?
If it's going to be served all night, we're adding on an additional cost.
The additional cost
Yeah.
on the hors d'oeuvres, I don't think it's that reasonable. I think having the brandy is going to make the guests a little bit more happier than the hors d'oeuvres itself.
I think the hors d'oeuvres would make both sides happy. I think the brandy benefits that side of the hall.
So I think it's your side of the family, if they're brandy drinkers, and Suzanna's side of the family are more of a wine drinker, have to have a happy balance here. You have to compromise on this.
Once again,
Same
Susanna's
price.
point was that her family doesn't drink much brandy. But then again, you have your Zambuca now included into that price. So
And your amaretto.
And our amaretto.
How do you
so
feel, Susanna?
hopefully we can agree upon this right now and let Vince finalize this deal with us.
How do I?
Just
I'm not
say yes.
for it, but
We
I
have-
clearly outvoted.
Coming up.
To the bank today, and the check bounced.
How?
I know. I couldn't get any money
So
out.
this-
So I went into kind of a panic mode because I didn't know what to expect.
It sure wasn't love at first sight, was it?
If anything, it was not.
Yes.
It took about 2 years before we finally
That's-
realized, hey,
that's
we
right.
like each other.
Yes, yes.
When it comes to a bride's vision of her perfect day, the sky's the limit.
So he makes the money and you spend it.
Right.
Okay.
With only a couple of days to go before they were to walk down the aisle, everything was perfectly in place. The cake was baked, the dress was fitted, and the flowers were a virtual Garden of Eden. At the end of the show, we'll let you know just how much the wedding of their dreams cost. But first, there was a little trouble brewing in paradise.
Like any couple, a few weeks before your wedding, your stress level is like way up high and you're trying to do what you usually do on a normal basis on top of trying to plan this whole function that, you know, who else better to relieve your stress on than your partner?
We have to give the final number now.
Okay, well, we don't have a number, so
Well, then
that's the
say
honest
350.
truth.
Then just agree with 350 for
No,
Christ's sake.
because that's not the number.
Then what is the number?
So, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Then say a rough number right now. My God.
I don't know, 300?
You know it's more than 3.
Okay, 320?
Fine.
How many people do you have on your side? Do you know?
I know. I got the list in the house. Okay.
That doesn't help me right now, though, does it?
Do you agree that this should be the happiest time in both of our lives, the happiest moment, and
Yeah, but I also am realistic and know that it gets a little bit stressful and take a deep breath and chill out.
Meanwhile, across town, Jamie was all keyed up, prepping the banquet hall.
I'm like really loving this red though, because it's got so much passion to it.
What Jamie didn't know was that at that exact moment, the decor was being funded by him.
I guess the check bounced because I didn't transfer monies over quick enough, and it's my fault, and I was busy. He had work, we were stressing out, and that's the way life goes.
I went to the bank today and the check bounced.
How?
I know. I went to the bank and I couldn't get any money
So
out.
this
And I've
delay,
already
right?
put out money of my own, right? So I went into kind of a panic mode because I didn't know what to expect.
Okay, sorry. No, we apologize for that.
Sorry,
Jamie.
it's my fault.
You know, you've been a great help to us, and we appreciate everything you've done for us. And you know, it's the last thing we want to do is kind of give you a little scare there.
Okay.
Oh, well, I wrote him another check, and, you know, he was happy.
Phew, that was a close one. Now, on with the show.
And go. I don't think this is what she meant.
Hold on a
She
sec.
wanted,
You know what
so I'm
the-
going to tweak it and
let's-
fine tune it because it's not working for me.
The guys are supposed to come up, stand in the by the pews.
Right.
Then the girls walk up halfway, and the guys walk not all the whole distance, but a little bit of the distance, and then escort them the rest of the way.
Yeah, it's not
That's
going to
the way.
work. I don't think it's going to work. It's going to be like all the guys at the front and then the girls walking up halfway.
Guys, we got 40 minutes. Like, I'm sorry. That's the way we had it planned. That's the way it should go.
Why can't you do this? This is how most weddings do it.
Mike seemed to be a bit stressed out. Could he still have been thinking about that bounce check?
So she's on her way. No, nothing. As long as she's on her way, we're waiting here, and I'm getting kind of nervous. Yeah, we're at the front of the church, yeah. Okay, perfect. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Yeah, the boys are worrying.
Guys, watch the orange flowers because they're putting powder on your arms.
Bridesmaids, let's go, let's go.
Is Petra ready? All the girls. Picture 2.
10 seconds. Let's go, girls.
I don't know.
Move.
Maria. I lost Maria. Maria?
Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna flash it when she's walking down the aisle just before we greet her, and then quickly put it back before my wife kills me.
Coming up.
Okay, let's get your aunt and uncle because they're here.
Guys, not you! Oh my God!
You're out for a second.
Now.
You're out for a second.
Enough.
You're out for a second.
You have to remember when you get married, each of you has to give 75%. If each of you gives 75%, you'll give your fair share and you'll be happy.
Only 75?
When you're planning to tie the knot, it's I do, but at what cost? No matter what your budget, is it ever big enough? I hope Mike memorized the for richer or for poorer part of his vows, because in a moment, we'll reveal what Suzanna's Autumn Wonderland actually cost.
Go. Say it.
You know what? You did look like a princess in that dress, and
And I looked.
it was the most beautiful thing I've seen ever.
I, Suzanna, take you, Michael, to be my husband.
Suzanna, take this ring as a sign of my love. I promise to love you and honor you.
Ah, the perfect picture of serenity. But that was about to change.
Mike, honey, I know you don't like hearing this. You don't deal well with stress sometimes.
Does anyone on their wedding day?
I can't do this. I knew we were running on a tight timeline. There was a number of venues Suzanna had wanted to do, and I relied on the photographer to put everybody into order and get things done, but the photos were taking way too long, and I knew the venues weren't going to get done.
Mom, move. Okay.
Don't let Milton
Mom.
tell them.
Daj da oni radi svoj posao. Guys, not you! Oh my God!
You're out for a second. You're out for a second.
Enough.
You're out.
Poor Suzanna. They never made it to all their photo locations, and while she and Mike were driving all over the city, Jamie was still putting the final touches on their autumn Shangri-La.
As it sits right now, we've had to delete some of our perimeter decor. That will be the last to be done, but I really don't think we're going to get that done today.
That's okay. Suzanna and Mike didn't seem to notice.
As soon as I walked into that venue, it was phenomenal. It was like I was in an autumn wonderland. It was more than I can imagine that hall ever being.
The reception was magnificent, but uh-oh, pull out the plastic. Time to pick up the tab.
The original budget that we handed over to Jamie was $40,000. I heard the cake was nice, but I didn't get a chance to try it, but it still cost us $450.
I couldn't have imagined a better dress than the one I got. It was definitely worth the $1,200.
Flowers looked really nice, but I really don't think they were worth the $2,000.
Liked working with Jamie. His fee was $6,300.
Invitations, transportation, wedding favors, and other things such as that matter cost us $5,080.
The venue was fantastic, including food and alcohol. The cost was $26,000.
The bride, although a headache at times, priceless.
So what we ended up spending was $49,690. So we were over budget by $9,690. But we have our whole lives to pay for it.
The wedding was beautiful. The couple was thrilled, and the bills were all paid. The only question left, is there any more brandy? I need a drink.
My dad took me out the week before to buy the new suit for the going away.
Which he still has.
Which I
he
still have.
thinks he's going to get into it, but that's not going to happen.
It should be a day of just pure joy and pure celebration.
That's right. You want to have fun. You want to enjoy it. And I think you get so caught up in the details that it just doesn't work out that way.
That's gonna leave a mark.